Hello guys, Jay here, and we are back with our 5-step bookkeeping series. Now that we are done synchronizing your bank and credit cards and categorizing transactions, it's time to move on to bank reconciliation. So what is bank reconciliation? Bank reconciliation is the process of matching the accounting records in QuickBooks Online versus the monthly PDF statement coming from your bank. So how do we do the bank reconciliation in QuickBooks Online? There are many ways to access bank reconciliation. First, we can go here on the gear icon and go to reconcile. Then click get started and we are on the reconciliation screen. The second way is go to banking and then you can select which bank account you want to work on and go to bank register. When you are here on the bank register, you can click reconcile and you will be here on the reconciliation screen. So another way to access bank reconciliation is by going to accounting and then click reconcile. It's one of the most common way that I'm using. Now that we are here on the bank reconciliation screen, select which account you want to reconcile. For example, if you want to reconcile the checking account, and then we need to enter the ending balance here and the ending date. And then we can start reconciling. For example, if the ending balance is try 3,000, we don't have an actual bank statement here, so we will just try the balances. But of course, when you are doing your reconciliation, you need to use a PDF monthly statements and you will see the balance there. So when we are here on the reconciliation screen, the first tip that I want to show you here is try clicking them all. Usually, if you have good records and you input the balances correctly, then it will zero already. So you're done with the reconciliation. That's just how easy it is in QuickBooks Online. But if your records is not so good, or you need to clean up something, or there are double entries, or there are missing entries, then there will be differences here. For example, if we have inputted different amount, say for example the correct balance is 3,000, then we will have a difference. When we have a difference, we need to do some checking. First, we need to check if the balance is correct, and then we need to batch check the payments and deposits, and after that we can do one by one checking. We will discuss more about it later. So let's put back the correct balance. So once we have checked all the transactions and then the difference is zero, and we confirm from the bank statement that the total payments and the total deposits are correct, then we can finish the reconciliation. And we are done reconciling the checking account for the month of March. You can see the previous reconciliations in this screen. Okay, if you want to go back, just click reconcile. Now you have seen that bank reconciliation in QuickBooks Online takes a little amount of time. It usually depends on the quality of records that you have. So if your records are good, then you will have a smooth bank reconciliation. But if you have a lot of missing entries, you need to do some cleanups, and you have duplicate entries or invalid entries, then you need to fix them up first in order to reconcile. I'm gonna share to you three things: what you should do, what you should not do, and tips to solve these balances. So the first one will be what you should do. And we have here, number one, good record keeping. Good record keeping simply means you need to add the transactions on a daily basis so you do not forget them. And if ever there are issues, then you can resolve them on a timely manner. So the second one will be careful using bank rules. Specifically, I don't recommend you to auto add bank rules. If you are not 100% sure yet that the bank rule is correct, it can easily mess up the transactions. Especially if you are importing a lot of transactions for previous history or for previous months, it is advisable not to auto add the bank rows and review it carefully to make sure that it's correct. The third one will be use the bank statement monthly PDF balance. This one is for bank reconciliation purposes. You should not use the balance showing on the bank feeds. Some has used that and it's not correct. You should only use the PDF balance given by your bank at the end of the month. For more detailed guide on how to have a smooth bank reconciliation every time, you can read more on our website, greentargetei.com. Okay, so the second one on our list is what you should not do. So, in order to have a smooth bank reconciliation, there are things that you should avoid doing. Number one, do not omit personal transactions. So, if you have personal transactions paid by your bank account, do not exclude them. Do not delete them. Do not omit them, because that will make the reconciliation problematic. You will not be able to reconcile the bank in the right way. Second one will be do not use the balance in the bank feeds to reconcile the accounts. So we have mentioned on what you should do, that you should only use the monthly PDF statement balance. Do not use other balances. Third, do not reconcile the banks or credit cards on inconsistent dates. So I've seen that there are some books reconciling the bank and credit cards on different dates that are not on a monthly basis. So I don't recommend that. You should follow the monthly PDF statements given by your bank or credit card. The fourth one will be avoid manually reconciling items in the bank register. So there's an option to manually reconcile items or transactions in the bank register. And I don't recommend doing so because later on that can create problems in your reconciliation. You can only do that if you're 100% sure what you're doing and you know what are the consequences in doing so. Number five, do not force reconcile even for very small variances. So some may think that if the variance is small, it's okay to force reconcile them. That's not the case. Bank reconciliation supposedly, and must be, is 100% correct or 100% matching, 100% balanced. So if there's an even a small amount of variance, then something is wrong in your bank reconciliation. When something is wrong in your bank reconciliation, you need to correct them so that you will be able to reconcile. And these are the five things that you should not do in order to have a smooth bank reconciliation. So if you have a hard time balancing a reconciliation, then we have here tips to solve these balances. So number one, double check the beginning balance first. Maybe the beginning balance is off, or there's a problem on the previous reconciliation. Second, double check the ending date. You could have inputted a wrong date, and that will include transactions that should not be there on the reconciliation. Number three, double check the ending balance. It's very common to mistype an ending balance. Maybe you missed something, or you typed something incorrectly. Fourth, double check the total debits and total credits. So before going on one by one, it's advisable that you double check first the deposits. Deposits is the easiest one to reconcile. Next, double check the total expenses or total payments, and you'll be able to see which one is creating the variance. Number five, double check the number of transactions. So you can also use the number of transactions per deposit, the number of transactions per payments or withdrawals. If the number of transactions showing on the bank reconciliation on QuickBooks Online is different from the one on the bank statement, then something is wrong. Six, you really have a hard time solving a disbalance in your bank reconciliation, then try doing it on Excel first. Excel can be more flexible and customizable, so you will be able to see what's making the variance in no time. Once you have resolved the disbalance in Excel, you can move back to QuickBooks Online and do the reconciliation. So these are our 6 tips to solve these balances. If you have other questions in your mind, you can drop a comment below and I will answer those. And now we are done with bank reconciliation in QuickBooks Online. So we have discussed what you should do, what you should not do, and tips to solve these balances. So, don't forget to subscribe in our channel and tune in for the next video.